blamed Winchester for what happened under its canopy. Feelings shredded my stomach. Sound came from between my lips, a kind of groan that coincided with the swing so that my fist almost connected with her cheek, but stopped less than an inch away. And Bea smiled, satisfied that for once she'd been able to penetrate, and that all it took was another guy. There wasn't much time before my hands grabbed her neck. I knew it, and she didn't, so before anything more could happen, I jumped to my feet and began the job of killing every feeling I could, shutting each one off mentally and stabbing any that threatened to get up and try for me again. But for some reason, the sense of failure resisted the effort, grew. I should get back to base. Her jaw dropped. Are you crazy? I just told you I was pregnant and the kid's not yours, and you have to leave? I know, but it's cool. I won't ask for a divorce unless you want to. Stan! You don't know what they're making in the Winchester plant, Bea. You haven't seen their creations, so you couldn't have known any better. But it's okay. The jungle can't get you here. I headed for the road, leaving my towel behind because it wasn't critical for where I was going. And anyway, it couldn't wipe off the sense of failure. So instead, I'd take care of Bea and her kid because she was right. I was never at home, and maybe if I stayed married, it would make up for everything. Stan! She screamed. But I was past the point of recognizing my name, and she just didn't get it. There was no Stan. Not anymore. The jungle had taken him and would never let go. Not for anything. 1. Cleanup. Jonga. Nobody wanted Jonga. Not even the flies that swarmed over the mud, buzzing so loudly that they sounded furious, angry to have been born from some corpse in the middle of Central Asia. And maybe they wanted Jonga the least of all because, for the flies, there wasn't any chance of seeing anything except Turkmenistan. Imagine that, living your entire life in a Turkmen slum, the high point of which would be finding the body of a rat in which to reproduce. At least I wasn't a fly. But the Subterrene War had been over long enough that missions were hard to get, and I'd waited so long for this one that there was no way to turn it down. So they dropped me from 30,000 feet, where I'd spiraled down and gone through layer after layer of clouds, descending on this, yet another stillborn Turkmen city, a gray and brown smear of humanity that clung to the banks of the Caspian and whose waters had become infected with the filth of people, a sheen of oil and scum visible as soon as I hit the 5,000-foot mark and popped my chute. That had been a week ago. For a mission that was to have lasted 3 days, a week meant that this one was bad, that this chick wasn't going down easy. But every step made me harder. Each day sharpened the edge. It didn't worry me that I hadn't found her yet, and didn't consider it a problem, although I knew they were shitting back at the outpost, wondering why it was taking so long. Because the mission was my life, and those endless days on the rack, nights without air conditioning on a hotel's bug-ridden mattress with stains that hadn't come from me, those were the hardest things to bear, so that a prolonged mission struck me as a vacation, like a dog must feel when you let it off the leash. When off duty and on standby, the world ate at your skin until you couldn't wait anymore. You were supposed to stay in your hotel room by the phone because we didn't carry cells and had no means of communication when off the line. No electronics at all, and no indication that we belonged to the machine because we weren't allowed anything regulation except weapons. No crew cuts, no uniform, and no salutes. To those crotch-rotting hookers back in our